everyone, this is a video regarding the timing belt on Volkswagen LT35 2.5 TDI engine. Here we have the engine. I have replaced the seal because I had some oil leak there, and I recommend to replace it every time when you see oil leak. And also the crankshaft gear, you have to replace it if you have any kind of play there. If you have here we're gonna have the video where I discovered that I had some play on the camshaft gear, see? And you can hear it as well. That's not normal. You have to replace the crankshaft gear. So I bought a brand new one and I replaced it as well with the crankshaft seal, because it's not okay to have oil there, oil leak. And it's cheap, it's not too expensive, it's not such a big job. Now see, with the new one there is absolutely no play. It's perfect how it is. That stuff there has to be in a perfect shape. On the old one is very wear. See, it's like round, it's not square there, and definitely it's not okay to use it like that. Now we need to go underneath the van on the left hand side. You're gonna see there is a gap on the gearbox where the gearbox meets the engine. There is a gap there with a mark. So here we see the gearbox, the shaft that goes on the back wheel, and here we have the gap that we can see the flywheel. That's top dead center. It's aftermarket flywheel, it's not the original one, but you need to use the mobile phone with a zoom. You need to put the flashlight on the mobile phone, and you need to zoom a lot to be able to see that mark. Only with the zoom, otherwise you're not going to be able to see it properly. At least I wasn't able to see it properly. Kind of difficult to see it. This one is very important. You have to put it perfect. You have to align it properly, perfect on that mark. You have to take your time and do it properly. Now we see the flywheel here. It's an original flywheel, Volkswagen LT35, and here we see the marks. Now you see the big mark on the flywheel that we're not going to use this one. Definitely we're not going to use, forget about this mark. Then we have the small one. This one is going to be with the injection pump. Injection pump is going to be this one. So when you align, you have to align with this one that it's with the injection pump. So if you put that one on the injection pump, you align the injection pump and you put the first one like this one, the car has to start immediately. So for top dead center, we have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's not actually 13 and a half, it's like 13 and a quarter. It's not actually 13 and a half. So you have to pay attention, that's very important. It's not 13 and a half, it's not between the both teeth. It's 13 and a quarter. That's top dead center. Here is top dead center. To align the injection pump, you have 13 and a quarter marks, teeth. So first, this is the alignment of the injection pump. So that's the top dead center, and then yeah, so here we have the both markers, both marks on the flywheel. This is a top dead center, and but it's very easy to count not from this side. So it's very easy to count from the injection pump mark. Now at this moment, look, I'm the injection pump mark. So from this mark, we have to count after we spin the flywheel in the engine rotation. We have to count 13.5 teeth. And then we're going to discover top dead center, if we need to discover top dead center. But from the injection pump mark, you need to count 13 and not and a half, 13 and a quarter teeth to find the top dead center. Be careful, don't put 13 and a half because it's way too much. Put 13 and a quarter. So you're going to discover perfectly the top dead center from the injection pump mark on the flywheel. Here we're gonna align the camshaft. So on cylinder 1, both lobes, they have to be orientated upwards without pressing the tappets. Now you have to pay attention because they could go downwards, they could be orientated downwards without pressing the tappets, but they have to be orientated up without pressing the tappet. Here on the back of the engine, you have to take the camshaft gear down, and you need to align with a special tool to verify if the camshaft is aligned properly. This is the tool. So we need to block the camshaft with this tool. Now it's aligned properly, and in the cylinder 1 in the front of the camshaft, the both lobes, they have to be upwards, orientated upwards. So the camshaft is splitted, but is not, that split is not exactly on the middle, it's on the upwards. It's not in the middle. So if the camshaft is rotated with 180 degrees, basically you're not going to be able to use this tool. So only when the tool is going perfectly there, it's aligned properly. But if you put on the front, like both camshaft lobes orientated upwards, then on the back should be okay. You have to use the tool only to block the axe, to block the camshaft. Here on the front of the camshaft, do not use the hammer, or I don't know, do not force that pulley to go out, that gear. You need to use a special tool. You have it on the video here. It's not so expensive, but do not use the hammer or something, because you're gonna destroy the camshaft. You have to use this special tool. Release the bolt from the middle just a little on the camshaft, so the tool is going to be able to extract the gear from the camshaft. Now it's very important, when you take this camshaft gear off with special tool, you need to clean properly the cone shape. It's like a cone shape there, and you need to clean it. See here on the image, you have to use like brake cleaner, or I don't know, some good stuff. You don't want to have there grease or oil. If you have there grease and oil, that's it, you're gonna destroy the engine, because it might slip. So So the engine is not going to be aligned properly. The crankshaft with the camshaft, after you take it off, you need to clean it properly, then put it back, but do not tighten until you tighten the belt. This one is very important to tighten properly the belt. Otherwise, if you don't release the camshaft gear from the camshaft, you're gonna have big problems when you're gonna tighten the belt. Otherwise, the belt might snap. Definitely is not good. You have to release this camshaft gear. Take it off and clean it properly, and then put it back on the camshaft without tightening it. Just, you know, put it by hand and put the screw back and tighten by fingers. Just that's it. Then you're gonna tighten the belt, and then you're gonna tighten properly that bolt. Yeah, so be very careful here. You have to take this one off, clean it properly with brake cleaner on the cone shape where the screw is, where that bolt is, and clean the shaft as well, clean the gear as well, where they meet together, because if you're gonna have oil there, or if you touch by hand, if you have grease there, even if you tighten the bolt, it's not gonna be able to hold it properly. So see here, when you change the timing belt, the gears, they have to be kind of white. If you see that small black stuff from the rubber there are from the timing belt, and the timing belt wasn't tightened properly because nobody released this camshaft gear. It's very important to untighten that gear. Now I have fitted the belt, and now you have to pay attention on the right hand side of the screen. So you're gonna see the camshaft gear. You're gonna see exactly the movement, and the camshaft, the middle of the camshaft is staying. See how it's moving. So that movement has to be, it's a mandatory to have it when you tighten the belt. Otherwise the belt is going to be in the wrong tension on the right hand side, and it's going to eat the belt in time. It's going to wear the belt, and it might snap, or it might put a lot of pressure on the tensioner, and the tensioner might snap. Either way, it's a big problem. You need to work properly, and you need to untighten the camshaft gear. Properly untighten and take it off, clean it and put it back by hand, tighten by hand. Now pay attention here on the tensioner, on the camshaft belt. It has to be aligned properly. Do not over tighten. Do not over tighten the belt, or you have to tighten properly. It has to be in the middle there. It has to be proper aligned. I saw some other people that are kind of over tightened. It's not okay to over tighten. Now, after I tighten the belt, you have to tighten this bolt. Definitely has to be tightened with this tool and with the socket. So we need to tighten properly. But don't forget to take this tool from the back of the camshaft. Sorry, axe. It's in a different language, that's why. So this one has to be taken off. Don't forget that one. First, you need to tighten the camshaft. So you see the marks here regarding the Newton meters. You have to tighten the camshaft. Yes. So this one, that was the video regarding how to align the 2.5 TDI from Volkswagen LT. Thank you so much.